everyone!
Hello!
Welcome to Board Game House. It is Wednesday. It is also our very last stream of the year.
It is.
Now should I hear music?
No, because
No.
I'm not playing it. I'll start some music so you can hear music. What do you want to hear? What kind of vibes do you want for this?
Hi, Kat. What vibes?
Hey, Sonny.
What vibes you feeling?
What's Fortnite inspired?
Number one victory royale. Yeah, Fortnite about to get down. Get down.
What?
Do you guys not know that song?
What song?
I've heard of it, but I don't know it to sing it off the top of my head.
Hey, Rennie.
Hi, Sunny. Hi, Rennie.
Do we want something that has lyrics, or do we want to turn into something that doesn't have lyrics?
I just was curious what it was.
Do we want a little bit of EDM today?
Sure. I don't care.
I just gotta have something. My tinnitus is real bad today.
Synthwave, trap.
Not trap. Please.
Want to do a little E EDM?
Hello, Gerard. How are you doing?
Troy Butler?
Alright, let me know if you guys can hear the music. If I need to turn it up, turn it down. As I was saying, it is Wednesday. It is the last stream of the year for us, which means that we are going to do what we've done the last couple of years, which is go through all the games we played on stream and rank them. Now, this year's been a little bit different because we've been doing a lot more D&D, so there's not nearly as many games on the list as there has been in years past. 56 to be exact.
56 instead of 75, which is
Yeah.
how many was on the last list.
But I think it's still a good list. There'll be some familiar names, lots of new games on the list as well.
Hi, G.
Again, this is our last stream of the year. We'll be back after the first of the year with more D&D, more surprises, more games.
Surprises.
Yeah. Listen, most time we do a stream is a surprise to me. So yeah.
That's true. The surprises are going to be a surprise to me, too.
Yeah. But we have lots of cool things in store. Definitely more D&D, more one-shots, more other RPG type things as well. Now that we have this really cool new setup, we can do a lot more things.
We have a set.
I don't know. Do you guys have any announcements? Anything you guys want to talk about before we jump right into this?
If you're not busy tomorrow and want to win some games, you should come over to CGE's channel.
Real games?
Real Games, yeah. Doing a big old giveaway stream. It's going to be fun. It's going to be a long one.
Well, both real games
Yeah.
and some digital giveaways too.
Mhm.
So, yeah, if you're not busy, stop by the CG stream.
Starts at 11 a.m. Eastern Standard Time.
It goes until like what, 6:30?
Probably closer to 7, actually. It's
Ugh.
the last segment starts at 5:30. So
Gotcha. Okay.
it's gonna be a long day.
I'm gonna go watch Aquaman.
I knew you would go see a movie.
So yeah, we are going to switch over, and there is no segue, there is no hiding it. This is going to be our 56 through 45. We'll kind of go through them, talk about them a little bit, and go from there.
Yeah.
Hi from Amsterdam.
Hello, Amsterdicer Lisa.
Wow.
I like
Reach.
the name. Huh?
Reach.
Why Reach?
Europe.
Oh yeah.
All right, I'm going to switch over. Boom.
Yes, this is 56 through 45. These are, I mean, honestly, this is mostly small games.
Yeah.
I liked all of these games.
Okay, but here's the thing. Let's just get this out of the way now. All of the games that we played this year were
Yeah.
good games.
That's true.
It's just we're ranking them in the order that we think.
So here's the
Hi, Rocket Funk.
Here's the fine print for this. Basically, what we do is we have a list of all the games that we played. We put that list into, is it PubMeeple? Is that what it's called?
Yes.
It's a website called PubMeeple, which allows you to put lists of whatever in there, but games specifically, and it basically lets you rank them by going one at a time. It basically does like a versus. So I think my first one was like Lords of Waterdeep versus Gift of Tulips.
It's stressful.
So obviously, like, it doesn't take into consideration what the different games are, like how they play. It's just, to me, I approach it simply from a place of, if someone were to walk up to me and say, would you rather play this game or this game?
Yep.
And then that's what I choose.
Yep. Same.
So once you go through all of the combinations, I think it was like 182 possible combinations that you were going to have to go through. Once you do all those, it spits you out a list in the order in which you rank them. So we take those and then we put all three of ours together and we assign them a point value, divide by 3,
Yep.
and this is what we come up with. And the game that we all hated the most was
Again,
800 Pound Gorilla.
hated is the bad term.
No,
It's just
what,
the game that we.
right. So 800 Pound Gorilla is the same people that make Taco Cat Goat Cheese
Yeah.
Pizza. So if you haven't played 800 Pound
Taco
Gorilla
Cat Goat
yet, it came out this year, and it is a Taco Cat Goat Cheese Pizza game. It just so happens that
Dolphin hat.
It just so happens that in the matchup of all of these games versus 800 Pound Gorilla, and then our algorithm put it at the bottom, which isn't really a surprise because it's like the smallest of the small games
It's
that
very simple.
that we
Yes.
have on here. Like, we're talking like a 5-10 minute game.
Gee, don't bring that up.
It genuinely is a great game. If you like Taco Cat, Gorilla is another solid game.
I want to point out that 800 Pound Gorilla was not my last place.
It was my last place.
I don't think it was my last place.
It was your second to last, Megan.
It was second to last.
It
yes.
was my third to last.
Yes.
And the only reason why I wasn't last is because I don't remember the game that is last, so I never chose it on the list.
What?
Planet Unknown.
We've played it 3 times.
I don't remember it, so obviously, like I even looked it up and couldn't figure it out,
It's one we played in Sovereignty, though.
and I think that's why I don't remember it.
Anyways, so yeah, that's 800 Pound Gorilla. After that, we go up to Team 3, which is a game where one person's blindfolded, one person can speak, and one person can see.
One person can't speak, one person can't see, one person can't hear.
Correct.
Yes, we got it.
And you're trying to get them. You're trying to work together to get them to build a certain configuration, which we actually were surprisingly good at.
We were really good.
But it's another one of those games where it was very quick, and I didn't see the point of it. It's not a competitive game. It's not like it's an interesting game.
So
it's like an
here's-
interesting activity.
Here's the thing
but
about
calling it a game is a stretch.
Here's the thing about Team 3. I want to do Team 3 as a tournament and time different teams of 3 to see how fast they can put together this thing. I think
Is a forgettable game worse than an unpleasant game? No, because the thing is,
No.
if it's generally speaking, if it's a really unpleasant game, you're going to remember it because you didn't have a good time playing
yes. And I can be like, absolutely not. Although I will say, whenever we're going through this,
Honestly, but to that point, that's why Cat in the Box is the last one on my list. I did not enjoy it.
it.
Not because I was tired. Like 100%, I don't love trick-taking games
anyway.
from Go. To do a trick-taking game where there's also other reasons why you can't take a thing makes it so much worse.
Everybody has their own opinions.
Deep Dive is not one that I actually got to play. I think you guys played that.
I think it's great.
I thought we did play it
No.
quickly on stream, like one night.
Nope.
Oh, okay. Well, it's very cute.
Yeah, basically, Deep Dive is one of those ones that we got that was given to us at Gen Con, and Megan and I played it, and we had a good time. Just the two of us. I think it's only, is it a 2-player game?
No.
Is it just a 2-player game?
Maybe it is just a 2-player game. I don't know. Hi, PSP!
No, it's
I don't
not.
remember.
But anyway, it's a cute little game, and it actually is a game, and it does take some time, and it does take some skill, and I think that.
I don't think it takes skill necessarily.
Well,
it's
but
mostly just luck. Because you're flipping over tiles.
sure, yeah, sort of. But it's an actual game, is what I was getting at. In terms of the games that we like to play, Deep Dive is really the first one that is like a game.
Oh, okay. I understand.
Nut Hunt.
I also had trouble remembering
yes.
Nut Hunt.
I had trouble remembering it, but once I looked it up, I was like, incredible. I remember it. It's the one where you have to bump around the tiles to try and match to get your squirrels into those tiles to get ownership of the tile, and then you
Okay.
score based on getting your squirrels in a line.
I vaguely
From A to
remember
B.
that. I vaguely remember
It was
that.
a new game that we got on Kickstarter at the beginning of the year.
I remember getting it. Like, I remember doing it. I remember doing the Kickstarter. Like, I remember you, like, getting it. I just couldn't remember. I need something to drink. Anybody want anything on the mug?
Will you get me one of those Pez ones yet?
Steven?
I got a Coke. I'm good. Cover Your Ass, that was actually the one game we almost all agreed on. So the numbers on that one, like Megan and I ranked it as 49th. You ranked it as 50th. So it is the most consistent of all of the games.
There was a handful of those where we were all pretty close.
Yeah, but because we're all pretty close, very
At the
low.
bottom. Yeah.
that's why it is where it is. It's a good little game, but it's just a basic game. Yeah. So next after that was Cat in a Box. Again, Derek ranked it very low because he doesn't like trick-taking games. It was a little bit higher up on Megan's in my list, but because we go by the average, it was only about 10 higher. It's like at 47 on your list, so it's not that much higher.
Okay. Again,
Gift of
not
Tool-
that it's not a good game.
Gift of Tulips, again, decent game, but just kind of simple and basic. Avant-Garde is a new game that is actually not quite out yet. It should be fulfilling Kickstarter soon. That's from our friends over at Resonum.
I want to point out, Resonum, that I had this much higher on my list than apparently the other two.
I think for me, it was that...
Sorry.
Well, it's like, for me, whenever that game came up, there was other games I would rather play.
Gerard, yes. I think Potion Explosion would be fine for a 10-year-old.
Yes,
Oh,
as long
yeah.
as it's not going to swallow marbles. After that, we do have Potion Explosion, which is a game we've had for years. And we always pull it up once in a while. It's a very simple, but it's a very cute game, and it's one that's just nice, and it's very tactile.
100%. Potion Explosion is one of those ones where it is what it is. Like, I'm not going to say that Potion Explosion is ever going to be my favorite game,
No.
but it is a game,
It's fun.
and I will play it.
Yeah.
Gerard, I honestly, all of this list of games, I think the only one on here that would be difficult for a 10-year-old is Cat in the Box. Maybe Sushi Go Party, like the original Sushi Go, I think a 10-year-old could wrap their head around. But I think Cat in the Box is the only one in this group right now that a 10-year-old couldn't play.
Sushi Go Party.
Yeah.
I think I'm the one that dragged this one down probably the most
Probably.
of the three of us. Yeah.
Well, mine was at 42, so not like super, super low.
Well, Derek's was at like 20 something.
We love Sushi Go. I
think it's one of those games that after a while I got a little bit burned out on it,
Yeah,
and I think maybe that's why I got put down a little bit lower.
maybe.
I gotta be
Dad.
honest. I don't remember the next one.
I don't think you've played it. Yes, he did.
Did
yes,
I?
He did. Yes, we did play it. We played it on stream. It's the one where you have to have the food. You're making a path through the forest, and
I
you
don't
have
think
to.
he's played it.
I swear that you
I
did.
haven't played it.
So, Savernake Forest, we got at Gen Con. It's a cute little game. Basically, you are building it's a square in front of you where you're building paths and you have to try and match animals to foods. It was, for how small it was, I wasn't anticipating a lot from it. It was mechanically and strategically great game. because it takes quite a bit of effort to actually successfully complete all the stuff to get a high score at the end. I thought it was great. I was very
It's very
surprised
cute.
by it when we did play it.
It's very cute.
Highly recommend. If you see it, pick it up. But Devere is a studio where I don't know if they have their reach is growing in terms of local game stores. So
The issue that Devere have is because they are a Spanish publisher. They just don't have like you said, they don't have the reach here in the States yet.
right.
But
But I
that'll
think
change
that
in the
there's
next couple of years,
a
probably.
lot of their games are starting to get out there. Like
Yeah.
Jerusalem, people love Jerusalem, and more people are starting to like it because more people are getting access to
Yeah.
it. So hopefully Devere and Savernake Forest in particular is going to become more available because I love it. I was very surprised, and I think that more people should try it.
45.
45 is Planet,
Planet.
which again we had for a couple of years.
Yeah.
We got it at, I think, at Gen Con or
We did.
PAX or somewhere.
We got it at Gen Con. It was our
Um,
very first Gen Con, I think.
Maybe the second.
Maybe second.
But we got it because one, it was
Got it for
super
super cheap. It was like $20.
It was 25, I think. But either way, but what you get, like, you have these polyhedral cubes that you are sticking magnets to and collecting animals, and you have to base on, like, it's very three-dimensional as far as like figuring out patterns to score points at the end. It's a very cool tactile game, and you get to have really cool art of animals in front of you as well, and people fight over certain animals.
Yes.
But yeah,
we do.
so that's the bottom list. Again, I don't think there's any game on here
There's
that's
not
necessarily
a single
bad,
bad game on this list.
but
We played a lot of really good. We may not have played as many games as we usually do, but we played a lot of really good games this year.
I don't think that there were any games on here that I would
not play again.
right.
I agree. Like there's
Like, last
not
year-
a single game that they're doing the list. There was not a single game that I was like, ugh, no.
Last year we played 75, and I would say that there were 2 or 3 on there that I would just pass on.
Like even now, like 800 Ball Girl is the lowest game on our list. But if we had like 10 minutes to kill and none of us wanted to think, they're on the table.
Yep.
It's chaos. All right, next one. Next one.
Click it. You
Oh, I
maybe
clicked
on.
out of it.
Yeah, you clicked out of it. There you go.
There we go. All right.
I am heartbroken that Disney animated was this low.
So okay, here's why it's so. It was low for me,
You're actually lower for Derek than me.
and
It was 14 on my list.
I just don't know if it has a lot of replayability, because you've got the 6 movies, and if you have played all 6 movies, you know, like, even though it's gonna be a little bit different how people play their turns, there's only 6 movies to play, and there's only 6 actions to take, and it's
the hope for this game is that it's done by Funko, and it can very easily have expansions.
That's what I'm hoping too.
Because also, the choices of movies that they chose to me were also questionable.
not questionable,
Well,
just odd.
Yeah, they're not.
It was an
Actually-
odd group.
I think that they made sense, but that was just me. They picked movies that spanned a large audience.
Yeah. And they
So-
and the movies that they chose had the actions that sort of applied themselves to the concept.
So you have
easy.
what is it? It's
Really-
Snow White.
Yep,
So there's your
101 Dalmatians.
Disney princess. 101 Dalmatians.
Fantasia.
Fantasia for those old souls like myself. Aladdin
Alice in Wonderland.
and Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
So I feel like that's a pretty wide variety of the types of Disney animated movies that there are, and that's why they went with those.
Next on the list, and I'm actually surprised this is as low as it is, but it's Bank Heist from our friends at Lonely Hero Games.
Why was it on your list?
What?
It's like 45 on his list.
Bank Heist?
Yeah,
I was 37.
that was 25. To me, it is one of the best social deduction games out there because until the very end, you're never out of the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
And there's elements to it that I think are unique, like the Sticky Fingers card, which help to drive the story forward.
For me, Bank Heist suffered because of the format. Because if you ask me if I want to play Lords of Waterdeep or Bank Heist, I want to play Lords of Waterdeep.
Mm-hmm.
Or if you ask me if I want to play, even if you Unearth or Bank Heist, I want to play Unearth. Bank Heist is a social deduction game, so I don't think it's. I have to be in the mood.
Yeah.
For it.
If somebody's
Now-
like, Derek, do you want to play Resistance or Bank Heist?
Bank Heist.
Yeah.
Fuck.
So,
Yeah.
and that's where they comes into that
Yeah.
the subjective.
Like if
And-
Bank Heist, if I've got people coming over who especially aren't big gamers, Bank Heist is going to be something that I'm like, yes, let's bring that to the table.
And the good thing about Bank Heist is that they just got version 3 in.
Yeah.
So it's available again and you can buy it.
Yeah.
Yes, and also you make fun stories.
Yes. I still will never forget poor Sunny.
Bound,
round
sound,
gagged.
3. Round 3, she had been stabbed, tied up, and
Gagged.
Like,
If you don't know Bank Heist, go look up Bank Heist.
One of those was by Meta. I think
it was, Meta was.
If you don't know Bank Heist, go look up Bank Heist because it is a great social deduction game and it's very
Yeah.
simple and it's easy to teach Bank Heist. Plus, good people.
Also, it plays anywhere from 5 to 8, so it's not like most social deduction games where you have to have a huge group of people to play
Right.
it either.
Yeah.
All right, next up on the list is another one from our friends at Resonum, Retrograde.
It's also a lot higher on my list than this one for
One of my
for
favorite
some
Resident
reason.
games.
I love Retrograde. Was it you?
Yeah, it was me. I was 48, so I mean it's a little bit lower than where it is on the list. I think for me the reason why it was just what it was put up against.
Yeah.
That's fair. Sometimes with Pub Meeple, you have the issue of what it happens to go up against.
And I think what probably made what hurts Retrograde for me personally is because it is solely dice rolling. There's too much chance.
Yeah.
Like you can just get screwed over by one die, and it could throw off everything.
Yeah.
But that's also hilarious.
Yeah.
That's true.
Um.
Which brings me to our next.
Unearth, I was
Game.
surprised these were back to back because these are Unearth and Retrograde are very, very similar games. The biggest difference is that Retrograde is sort of a it has that time component because you roll the dice and you can't be
See.
last because you run out of time. But with Unearth, you get as much time as you want to
I-
basically do the exact same thing.
Unearth was very low on yours.
Yes. I have a hard time with Unearth because, one, I don't roll dice well. And that is the joke here. But two, I'm not a big fan of games that have... It's not really even take that. It's just... There's something about the constant people taking things out from underneath of you that just doesn't sit right with me. It's not a bad game by
The reason
any...
why I think I ranked Unearth higher than Retrograde though is because you can do some gaming and some strategy.
Yeah.
I think that's why I prefer Retrograde because
It's just chaos.
It's
It's
just
just you.
chaos.
And you're only
I just
focused
have to
on
focus
yourself.
on myself.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me,
Uh,
I had Unearth at 16. I love Unearth.
You do. I don't know. Oh, it was 52 on mine.
Yeah.
So I'm the one that tanked it.
Yeah, I mean, I love Unearth. So I'm not. There are some on this list that I am upset with where they fell. Unearth is probably one of them, but there were a lot of others that I was very upset at how low that they ended up being.
It's really funny to me too with Pub Meeple in particular because every time I was choosing things, I just felt like if there was a little man in the computer doing these things for me, he was going, "What the hell are you doing?" Because I would pick one thing, and then like 2 things later, I would pick something like completely different. And it was an odd, like, there were a lot of triangles, like, oh, I prefer this game to this game, but I prefer this game to this game, but I prefer this game to this game. And it just, like, made triangles.
Next up is Planet Unknown, which is not a game we actually physically own, but we played it a bunch on Sovereignty. I really enjoy the game.
I also very much like it.
I couldn't remember.
May couldn't remember it, so it's literally her lowest game on the
Last
list.
one, I never picked it.
Um,
And I still, like, even looking at the pictures of it, I couldn't figure out what it was.
You have that whole thing of cards at the top, and you roll the dice, and you get to get points and take the actions on the ones that are in front of you.
What? No, that's not this one.
And your little dice counters
No.
keep
that's
going
that's
up
a
and up and
different
up.
one.
That's Space Base.
That's Space Base.
What is this?
This is another one that's on Sovereignty.
I have no idea what this is.
I have no idea what
This
this
is
game
supposed
is.
to be Space Base.
Well, Space Base.
I have never played
Space
this
Base.
game.
Space Base is on here.
No, Space Park is on here.
That Space Base was on here.
I have no idea what this game is. I have never played this game. This was a mistake.
That's why I knew I had never played this game.
I've played it.
I have never played this
I've
game. It's
never
supposed to
played
be
this
Space
game.
Base.
If
40
But see,
40
the thing is, it would have been different because
It would have been different. Space Base would have been a little higher because I
It's
know
fine.
Space Base. But it's fine. So just ignore that. Ignore that one.
For those that haven't
Oops.
played PlanetOwn, it's actually a really fun game, and I think you two would enjoy it if we played
Okay.
it.
supposed to be Space Base.
Next up is Mountains on a Molehill.
We've only played this one once.
Yes. It was cute, but slightly forgettable for me.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's why it fell so low for me.
Same. And that's the same thing that happened to me.
It was an interesting concept, but the gameplay I felt didn't match the coolness of the design and concept. Like, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah.
it didn't quite get there for me.
Well, it's the same reason we haven't played Holy again.
Yes.
Yes.
They're basically
actually,
they're basically the same game.
Yeah. Right above that, which surprised me a little bit, is Sagrada.
That's right where I actually had it. Well, I had Sagrada at 39. This one probably tanks Sagrada. He's not a big
No,
Sagrada person.
you are the lowest person.
I am.
I put it at 37.
Oh, I remember
I'm
that.
I'm right here where it's
Yeah. And again, it's not that Sagrada's a bad game. It's not that I don't like Sagrada. There's just other games that we played this year that I liked better.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Next up.
Wayfarers of the South, Tigris. Which was another one that for the first half of the back and forth I could not remember, so I had to look it up. And then was like, oh, I remember this
Yeah,
game. And
this
was
was
able to start putting it in different places.
This was a Kickstarter that I got because it looked like a good mix of like worker placement and what is that game? Spice Road.
Century.
Yeah. And I think it turned out to be that way when we played it, and I had a really good time.
Mm-hmm.
But I do think that it's one of those ones where it was a good Kickstarter pickup. I'm glad that I have it. I'm glad that we played it. But it was forgettable in the sense that it had the same mechanics as a lot of games, and a lot of the stuff that are above it on our list are stuff that we really enjoyed.
Yeah.
Next up is Rear Window, which was a unique game. It's based off of, obviously, the Alfred Hitchcock movie. I had a lot of fun playing it, but for me, I felt there was part of it that just didn't seem like it worked, or there was something about it that didn't resonate with me. And I can't remember what it was exactly, but I don't know if it was maybe a certain thing that I think that maybe we played wrong, or something that happened that...
I don't know. I remembered playing it. I remember enjoying playing it. I would like to get the chance to do the role that you played.
Mm-hmm. The director.
Yeah.
It's a lot. It's very much sort of a more open Mysterium.
Did we not play Thirsty Pirates this year?
We did not. We also didn't play Ticket to Ride.
Yeah.
But Rear Window is like a more open and like vocal Mysterium. You're playing together. You're trying to get to the same. You're trying to get to the same objective. But you are in that sort of, you're making a movie and you're working with people, but there's also those things that you don't know.
Yeah.
And that you're trying to convey, but you can't just outright tell people. It's very good, and it's not very expensive. And I think it is one of those ones where if you like playing games with people, not necessarily, I wouldn't necessarily say it's a co-op game.
Well, it is, but
It is, but I don't think that it's like other co-op games. You're playing with everybody at the table.
it is a co-op game in the same way that Mysterium is a co-op game.
Sure. Yeah, you're playing with other people. I just don't think that it's a... I don't know. It's a good one. If you like Mysterium, definitely pick up Rear Window. If you like the movie Rear Window and you also like board games, definitely pick up Rear Window.
Yes.
I think it is definitely a great game, and you're not going to be broke by picking it up.
Yeah.
Next on the list is Destinies, which we played through a lot of them. This is one of the games we
We
played
did.
multiple times, but it actually seemed to fall pretty low on a couple of lists.
Yeah.
It was number 18 on mine, so mine was the highest. I don't know if it maybe just got repetitive or...
I don't think it has a lot of replayability, and I think that it gets a little... About halfway through, it starts to get a little dull, especially if the first half of your game doesn't go very well.
Yeah.
Oh, trust me, that happened to me multiple times.
Right.
It
and
did.
and that's the thing is that for me, if you can fuck up at the beginning and then it tanks the rest of your game, that's probably not a very good game because you're not going to end up getting all the enjoyment out of it. I'm not saying Destinies is a bad game. I think that it's a good game. It's just it can suck sometimes.
Yes.
And I think that
And I think that's why I put it so low
Yeah.
as well.
All right, now we are into our getting up to top 25. First is Space Park, which Derek, you and I played on stream, I believe.
Mm-hmm.
I love Space Park.
Great. This is a fantastic game. I was so surprised when we played that. We played it first time was New Year's last year.
Yeah.
Almost a
Aaron.
year ago. And we whipped it out of the box, no expectations. I picked it up in a bundle at a convention just because it was included, and I
Yeah.
basically got it for free if I bought because I wanted the other games that came in the bundle. So I basically got this one for free. Opened it up with no expectations. Fantastic game.
I think it has very clever mechanics, which is why I like it so much.
Next up on the list is Heroes of Arcadia, which is another one we all kind of ranked pretty close together.
I think we all ranked it about where it sits. Too.
Yeah,
It's so
Derek
fun.
and I ranked it at 31, Megan ranked it at 27.
Yeah.
It's so fun.
So-
Honestly, I would like to take this to one of our family's Christmas, specifically Dad and Nikki's.
Oh.
Heroes of Arcadia is a drinking game, but it doesn't have to be.
Well,
What? No,
is-
it definitely
it
has to be.
but it doesn't
You're definitely
have to
gonna
be
be
alcoholic.
drinking when you're playing this game.
But it doesn't have to
It
be
doesn't have to be
alcoholic.
alcoholic.
And they're something that I really appreciate about Heroes of Arcadia, that yes, it is supposed to be a fun drinking game, but
Hey, Michi.
hi Mitchie, how are you?
Bees.
They are also very aware that that is not everybody's thing, and are like, I don't know, there's something very inclusive about this game that would generally be exclusive, and it makes me really, like, it makes me want to support them.
What they did and how they designed the game was very clever.
Yeah.
And I think that's the thing that got me, is that, like, it could be a dumb drinking game, but it's not. It's very, one, there's a lot of puns involved in it, which
Right.
I
Yes.
always enjoy. And it is, and just, like, their design and their thoughtfulness as far as, like, even, like, the tiles being completely waterproof and all this
Yeah,
kind of
the
stuff.
fact that you can toss them in the sink and just, like, wash them down.
If you don't know Heroes of Arcadia,
We're good.
It's a dungeon crawl game, and it's a tile laying game, and it's a memory game, and it's all sort of placed there under the guise of here's a drinking game. But basically, you're taking your your glass and moving it tile to tile and fighting monsters in a dungeon and looking for treasures. But every time you fight a monster and lose, your hit points are in your glass. So if you take damage, you have to drink your glass down to a certain amount. It's just super clever. I've never seen anything like it, and nothing like it has come out since it released.
Right.
Almost 2 years ago.
Yeah.
Was it 2 years ago or just 1 year ago?
When the Kickstarter was almost 2
on-
years ago.
Was 2 years ago, yeah.
So it's definitely a unique game.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that we have it.
Yeah.
Next up on the list is Point City,
Nope.
which is
Great
Great
Race.
Race.
Oh, Great Race. Sorry, Great Race. Sorry, I skipped that one.
You're fine.
I really personally enjoy this game.
Mm-hmm.
I also seem to do very well at it too.
I like this game. I'm probably the one that tanked it. well, 31. So it's about
I
where.
think this is
Yeah.
another one I think we all put pretty
Okay.
close to where it's
I had
at.
a little bit higher up. but-
Okay. I don't know.
much.
It was one of those games where I'm like, oh, I like this game, but it kept going up against games that I really liked.
It's a good middle of the road game. Like this is a good game if you get burnt out on
Middle
your
of the
favorites.
road.
Yep. If you get burnt out on some of your favorites, I think Great Race is a good game to have to like break up that
Yeah.
monotony, because it is one of those where I think that it's another unique game that has an interesting theme and like an interesting play style.
So I'll be honest.
Yeah.
I think it ended up so low on my list because I am bad at it, and I don't see myself ever actually winning this game. Like
My thing with it is, I feel that there is a definite meta or path that you're supposed to take.
Sure.
There's a way to optimize the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I feel like there's a slight disconnect when it comes to that. Like you have some of the randomness of the cards you draw, but beyond that,
Yeah.
there's definitely a way to game the game. Next is Point City, which is the
Sequel to Point Salad.
the sequel to Point
Sequel.
Salad.
It also just came out this year.
Then this is the first game that is on one of our top 10s.
Yeah.
Derek,
Yours?
you had this at number 6.
I do not like Point Salad because it is so fast. As soon as you start gearing up in Point Salad, the game's over. And I hate it. And when somebody showed me this game, I was like, if it's anything like Point Salad, I don't want anything to do with it. And then I played it, and I loved it. Because it takes that idea of Point Salad, and it extends the game so you can actually play, and it's fantastic. And it's
do
an
really
easy
like
teach.
Point.
And honestly, I think that Point City is an easy way to get people to jump from those sort of basic board games. I think it's a gateway game. I think you can easily put this down in front of somebody and be like, if you like this, we can pump it up a level and start going harder. So I think Point City is a great new release. It's a great sequel building off of what was there before. And it's also a new game that you can use to get people into board games.
I didn't realize that I could do this.
And just see everything
and
at
just
once.
see everything at once.
Yeah.
Don't mind me.
Next up on the list is Charterstone, which we played.
Dragon
Keepers.
Shoot, I keep skipping
You
one.
keep I love this game. It's only at 25 on mine, which seems low, but I love Dragon Keepers. I think it's so cute. I think it's clever. I think it's interesting. It's a good gateway game. I want to take this to my family to
fly.
play. Yeah. No, I don't have a. I do have a fly swatter.
It's a shitty fly swatter.
It is.
Um,
But I like it, and it's good.
this was actually introduced to Megan and I by Grant.
It was
We just played it on stream
Monday.
last Monday.
Last Monday. Derek and I played.
Mhm.
It's so cute. Okay, that's
And
my,
then Charterstone.
that's my rant on
Now
Dragon
Charterstone.
Keepers.
Charterstone, which we spent many, many weeks playing.
Many weeks.
It is a legacy game,
Mhm.
but after you're done with the legacy game, it's also just a regular game. So now that we're done with the legacy, we could go back and just play it as a worker placement game.
We could.
Will
we? I don't know.
I don't know, but we had a good time playing the legacy version.
Yeah.
I think for me, the problem is that since we played through it so much, if I had my choice of playing a legacy or playing a worker placement game just like one off,
It's
I'm-
probably not going to be Charterstone.
it's not gonna be Charterstone. That's why it's so low on mine.
That's fair. That's fair.
Next up is Steam Up, which is a game about dim sum.
I'm going to say something possibly controversial
Okay.
about Steam Up. I like Steam Up,
Uh-huh.
but it ended up being a little disappointing.
Yes.
I wanted it to be more than it was.
Yep.
But it's still a good game. It's still a good game. I just
think the-
really, really wanted it to be like an excellent game.
The thing that bothers me about the game, and I understand why they do this.
Well, you had it at 10.
I
so-
did, and this is one of those games that I don't know why it was high as it was.
Yeah.
I don't know if it was just the games it's going up against, but
Maybe.
I don't think I would have actually ranked it that high. the thing about this game for me is every time, because we saw it being displayed for literally years before it came out,
Yes.
and every time they were displaying it, every time, it is shown with the premium pieces.
Yes.
And then you get it,
And it's not the
and
premium
it's just
pieces.
cardboard.
Yeah.
And to me, the coolest part about the game was the like
Pieces.
actual like little dim sum pieces.
Yeah.
And I feel like that kind of like messed with it a little bit.
Yeah. And I don't want to. I'm weird about buying the upgrades after.
Because the upgrades are almost as much as the whole game was.
Yes.
Right. And so it's hard to validate it when you know that you could have paid like $10 more and gotten the deluxe version, but now you're gonna have to pay $30 to get the deluxe pieces. That sucks.
All right. Next up on the list is a game we literally played on Monday.
Yeah.
Neotopia. And this one
This was pretty even for all
it
of
was
us.
pretty even. And Derek, you actually ranked this the highest of the three of us. And you were the one that was the most mid on this.
It's mid. It is. It's 24 on my list. It's mid.
It didn't lose points for not being Neopets.
It's an interesting little game. If you want to see it, go back and watch the VOD. Next one is another one we got at Gen Con, Sunrise Lane. From, is it Horrible Guild or something?
Horrible Guild, yes.
Where you are helping build up a little city. I don't remember much more behind that.
This was one. I do think it's a good little game. I think that the quality of the components
Yes.
and what you're expecting don't necessarily meet the expectations of the enjoyment you get. But I think that we just talked about this with Steam Up. This is different. This is a different thing than what the Steam Up being disappointing. Sunrise Lane is a great little game. Don't get your hopes up, but it's still a great little game.
Yes.
And you're not gonna be out that money in terms of enjoyment.
Right.
Because you can whip out Sunrise Lane and play it super quick and have a great time, and you paid $30 for it, and that $30 is well worth what you get and the game that you get to play.
Yeah.
Very different than the disappointment of Steam Up. It's just not a phenomenal new release, but it's still pretty good.
Yeah.
Next up is Isle of Cats.
We're putting cats on boats. Cats on boats. I love Isle of
It's
Cats.
kind of like a Tetris type game. Really cute. Very.
My biggest complaint about Isle of Cats is that I don't know how it's possible to actually fill up the boat.
I mean, you can definitely do it.
I have never gotten close to filling up the boat.
But you can definitely do it.
I don't know. It feels impossible.
All right. We're now going into the rest of our top 25.
Yay!
At 24, we have Batoku. So,
This is a great selection of games.
How long did it take us to get Batoku to the table?
Long time.
Like 2 years.
No, just a year.
so
Felt like forever.
the thing with Batoku is this is kind of the reverse of Point City, where Derek had Point City rated very high, and you and I both had it at 40. This one's the reverse. You and I both had this. I had 14, you
I
had
had it at
6,
6.
and Derek had it at 53.
53?
You cannot take an hour to put a game together and still enjoy it. You can't. You cannot do that. The amount of time it takes to set up Batoku is horrendous. And then you just play it, and then you have to put it away.
Okay, but it took that long because, one, I didn't make it all the way through the rule book. 2, there were parts of the rule book that for some reason were in weird spots. So I had an issue with the rule book. And it's a thick boy. It was, but I understand. I disagree because I think it was just the time that we played it. But I understand.
Too big for its britches.
Next up is Horticulture,
Fabulous.
which is a flip and right. Right? Is it flip and right?
It's a right.
It's a right.
I don't remember what you do to write.
Or like you select a card and write.
It's cute.
It's cute.
It's cute. Cute game.
Next one above that
Emerge.
is Emerge, which is another new game we got at Gen Con. Where you are building up islands, putting animals on them, and trying to score points.
I thought this was a fantastic game.
It is. It's cute. It's a cute game. It's. You thought it was a fantastic game, and you ranked it the lowest, my dear.
I don't know what to tell you.
It's so interesting whenever that happens. I really like Emerge. I do. I really like Emerge, but there's something about it that like I want just a little bit more,
You want more?
and I don't know what it is. If that makes sense.
This next one.
But here's the thing about Emerge. And this, we can move on after this. I do enjoy it, and you're right that you want more out of it. There's also the... You can put a lot of effort into Emerge and still lose. And that is a little upsetting. But great components, great theming, great gameplay. It's just, it is what it is.
Next one on the list, Megan, you have some explaining to do. It is Tiny Towns, which I ranked at 17, Derek had at number 5, and Megan had all the way down at 48.
I don't know why it was at 48. Tiny Towns, I don't know. Tiny Towns is one of those games where I enjoy playing it, but if you ask me if I want to play it, I'm probably going to say no. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I enjoy playing it once I play it, but the idea of playing it is not... Like, it's like whenever you go somewhere, like when you dread going somewhere, but you know that you're going to have a good time once you get there. It's that kind of thing.
That's what it's like going to Tiny Towns.
Yeah. It's like going to Tiny Towns.
But while we're talking about Tiny Towns, I'm going to take a little break to tell you that Sovereignty is an app where you can play board games and their rules enforced. And this month, you can play all of the games on the app for free.
For free!
So go check out Sovereignty. Tiny Towns is on
With your
there. Isle of
family.
Cats is on there.
Forges of Ravenshire.
Forges of Ravenshire is on there.
Space Base is on there.
Space Base is on there.
Planet Unknown is on there. If you want to know what Planet Unknown is, and I probably should. And Cover Your Assets. So like a third of the games that are on our list this year, you can play for free on Sovereignty right now.
Fortress of Ravenshire is on there.
That's what I said.
Yes.
Oh,
I said that.
I said that. You were making the Space Base joke in your head as I was saying Forges of Ravenshire.
But you can also use our code BoardGameHouse until the end of December to get 60 days free, so you can keep playing Sovereignty after the fact, after December is over in a week and a half.
People.
It's
I don't
playing
think-
against people, I
Yeah, I
believe.
don't think that they have an AI option.
Yeah.
Unless you're playing, like, the single person.
Right, there's a
Versions.
couple solo games on there that you can play by yourself, but there's no AI, there's no computer players for you to play
But
against.
even after December, even if you don't use our code or you already used our code, they always have 3 or 4 games on there that you can play free. And you don't have to necessarily have a subscription. As long as one person has it,
Everybody can use
everyone
it.
else can play.
Yeah.
Next up on our list is Charcuterie,
Charcuterie!
which is a cute new game from our friends at 3WS.
It is not available publicly yet.
No, it just finished its Kickstarter.
Yeah.
It's about
Be good.
arranging things on a board. Just don't play the game hungry.
Let me tell you something about charcuterie.
Tell us something about charcuterie.
Difficult to choose charcuterie when it's being presented with other games. I loved it.
It's a unique game.
I had that issue.
I loved it when we were playing it, but when literally every time it came up, I was like, I think I would rather play the other game until it came up against Cat in the Box, and I was like, well, I'm definitely going to play charcuterie now. But, I mean, it was just surprising. I really enjoyed charcuterie, and I think that it was very good. But for whatever reason,
Is charcuterie your tiny town?
I guess.
Next up on the list is
19!
Redwood,
Redwood.
which is a really unique game where you were taking pictures in a forest.
What was it? What was it that the girl explained it? Was it
Pokemon
was it
Snap.
Warhammer meets Pokemon Snap?
Yeah, it was Warhammer meets Pokemon Snap.
Yeah. I had this at 29. Megan, you had this highest at 16, and Derek had it at 22. I think the thing that sunk it a little bit for me is the fact that the production has so many issues.
Yes.
Where we broke multiple animals'
3
little peg
animals?
things. The picture things aren't able to be seen through. Like, I feel like some of this other stuff you should have found out in the R&D part of it.
Yeah.
Or the playtesting. And they should have been fixed before you went to production.
Yeah.
So that's why
They
it
were
got bumped down
supposed to
just a
make it
little bit.
right, too, especially for those who purchased it at Gen Con.
Yeah.
Did we send off an email?
We did, yeah.
Okay, and we haven't heard anything back about
No,
that.
we have not.
No.
So,
Okay, for me, I really enjoyed the first time that we played Redwood.
Mhm.
I did not enjoy it as much the second time.
Yes.
Which I thought was weird.
well, we did play a few bits wrong that I looked at afterwards, which may make it a little bit more interesting because the animals are not supposed to just move from place to place. They're supposed to move between their favorite habitats.
Sure.
Um,
But I mean, even if we did play it wrong, I thought it was odd how much I enjoyed it the first time when we were sitting down, and then the second time we brought it out, I did not have the same feelings for some reason.
I feel very similar, so I totally get that. But yeah, it's still a fun game, and it's a very
Yeah.
unique game, especially if somebody likes photography and nature. Definitely look into
very
it.
interesting.
Next one, number 18, is Bark Avenue, where you are playing a person walking dogs in New York City and cleaning up poop.
We did not get the squishy poop though.
You did not.
Sad. This was number 11 for me.
This is number 11 for you. It was number 20 for me, and it was number 35 for Derek. Do you not
That's
enjoy walking
surprisingly low.
dogs?
That's surprisingly low.
I did enjoy it.
Or was it just that...
What it kept
Probably
coming
would
up
cut-
against.
I think that's what it was. I think it's also, I mean, it's just like the other one. It's just sort of, it is mid. Like, I would never say no to playing it, but it's just,
Maybe it was one of your triangle games.
yeah. I don't know. It's a cute game. It was a fast game. It wasn't what I expected it to be in like a good way.
Yeah.
I don't think that it's not an instant classic. It's not
No.
like I'm shocked at how much I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
It was just like, it's good.
Okay.
Next up on the list, at 17, we have our first number 1. I think it's no shock to
I don't know
anyone.
why. I don't know why you're sad about it.
I know.
So this game, Megan, it is her number 1. I have it at 22. Derek has it at 42.
I'm upset that my number 1 is the lowest of everybody else's number 1s. Okay, that's what I'm upset about. It's not even in the top 15.
It is a good game. It's just if I put it up against other games, there's other games I want to play more. And
I would
guess
like to
Derek just hates
actually.
it.
I would actually like to learn the expansions that we have. Megan, you can't lose liking games. Yes, I can.
So here's the thing that struck me when I was ranking these. It said, would you rather play Lorcana or Mystic Vale? And I was like, fuck, that's a good question because those are two very similar games. What a very intelligent question to ask Lorcana. No question. And it was just a bleh.
But yeah, so that's our first number 1 to fall.
Ooh, there we go.
Next up is Bunny Kingdom. This one, woo! I think this one surprised me because this is the first year for me that Bunny Kingdom fell just because I'm like, okay, there's other games I'd really play more right now.
I felt the same way. I was really surprised at how often I chose the other game.
Bunny Kingdom. You all can go suck a tree. Bunny Kingdom is fucking fantastic.
It would have been funnier if you said suck a carrot.
Whatever. Bunny Kingdom is never not gonna be good.
Again, I think for me, it fell prey to there's other games I wanted to play more.
Yeah.
It's not, again, if somebody said, here's Bunny Kingdom, let's play, I'm like, okay.
We're like, okay.
I'm not going to not play it. Next one up on the list after that is Forges of Ravenshire, which was a Kickstarter. Do we have a physical copy of that yet?
No.
No.
Because we played it on
We played it on Saturday.
no, we played it on Saturday, but
We played a physical version.
they sent us a physical
Yeah.
prototype.
But do we have
We
it,
do not
or
have
did
it,
we
no.
have to send it?
We had to send it back.
We had to send it back.
Okay.
But fun, solid worker placement,
Yeah.
dice drafting game. Next one above that is the newest game from CGE. Hashtag not a sponsor, not an ad, but Megan and I both do work for the company.
Kutnahora.
Yeah, Kutahora is a dynamic economy game where you are helping build up a 14th century city in the Czech Republic that they found silver under with from a small town to a very big city. Overnight.
It's a new game that came out,
Let him do his quick pitch.
and it's mid.
I don't think it's mid.
I don't think it's mid either.
I think it's the same thing as Bark Avenue. I think it's a great little game. Had a lot of fun. Not an instant classic. I'll play it if somebody wants to play it, but I don't know if it was like, yes!
And right above that, we have our second number one to fall. Monsters of Loch Lomond.
This was Derek's number one. I ranked it at 17. Stephen ranked it at 40.
I have gotten every single type of person to play this game that I have gotten to play a game, and I think everybody has enjoyed it. I think it's fantastic.
That's true.
It
His
is
family had a
not-
very good time playing it.
So, it's not that I don't enjoy playing it.
Yeah.
It is when I stack it up against games, especially ones that are above it on the list.
That's fair.
There are games that I just prefer the type of game more and the gameplay more.
Fair.
There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong with somebody not liking. Like I don't. It doesn't. It bothers me that it's not high on the list. I do think that
Yours
this
isn't
one-
the lowest number one.
I understand, but I think that this game deserved to be in the top 10. If it was 10, I'd be happy as a clam. I am livid that it's 13. Because it appeals to so many people. I've been able to get people to play it. You can play it with 2 people or 12, or I think it's like 8.
No, you play it with 6.
But we played it with 8
We did play
at
it.
Glade Gaming Getaway. You can play it with 2 people or a bunch of people, and it is good all the way around. Plus, this is one of those games that I realized I kind of prefer small boys.
You're upset about Monsters of Loch Lomond.
Yeah.
I'm upset about Everdell. And it's
Why?
your fault. It is purely your fault that this game is not in
So,
the top 10.
Everdell's been out forever.
Everdell. Okay, you can't say that because our number 2 game has been out for even longer.
Yeah, but when we do these, I like to put new games up at the top. So don't get salty with me when I don't have new games or old games in my top 10.
salty because that's not the purpose of this.
I know it's
where
not
you're
the purpose of
ranking it.
I don't game the system. I just
Sounds like you're gaming.
I like new games.
Sounds like you're gaming the system. Welcome on in, Raiders.
Raiders.
Hi, Time Roller.
Yeah, so Everdell, Megan and I both ranked this as our number 3 game. Derek ranked it at 49.
I'm sorry. 49?
I think Everdell's boring.
It is the themiest of theme, and you just talked about how Neotopia doesn't have a good enough theme.
Yeah.
But you rank Neotopia higher than Everdell.
He'd rather play Gift of Tulips than this game.
Everdell, it's
Avant-garde, post-explosion.
it doesn't have. I just think it doesn't have anything to do with the theming. I just think it's boring.
I'm upset. Anyway.
Now, the next one, Megan needs to talk to the mouse.
Yeah, I don't fucking know. Like, Megan's list came in, and I said, "Hey, you wanna take another look?"
I said no.
She spent so much money on this
Okay.
and ranked
Okay.
it 40.
Okay, let's take a roll back. Let's just walk it back. I spent money on it because one, it's Disney and I like the art. Two, they're basically just mystery packs. I love mystery packs. It's my favorite thing to open. Gameplay? Sure. I'll play it. But it's not like I prefer like other board games to a trading card game. I can't help it. I don't know what you want from me. I have spent a lot of money on it, but
How dare you spend so much money on that game?
I like the cards. And I'm a Disney fan, so obviously I want them.
But yeah, so that is number 11. We are now.
I also so here's this as well. We're gonna take a T when it comes to trading card games. I don't put trading card games in the same bracket as board games. Like, it's always like, you know, you have like your TTRPG people, you have your tabletop games, you have your like Magic the Gathering people, you have your Lorcana people. Like, it's not this. I know that it is technically, but I just like
Mystic Vale is the exact same game as Lorcana.
No.
no. No.
All right.
Exactly. Exactly. Cats versus pickles. Exactly.
It is time for our top 10 list.
We got a biddy that is just like jamming out in there.
In our 10th spot, Pan Am from Funko.
Beautiful game. I think Pan Am is one of the best games that's come out in like the last 5 years. And I'll say that to anybody.
It's Ticket to Ride in the sky.
With like added elements that make it even more competitive.
I'm bad at it. Which is why it's 24 on my list.
But, I mean, if you like Ticket to Ride, you will like Pan Am. And that I think that's saying a lot, because Ticket to Ride is one of the best gateway games out there. It's one of the most accessible games, and this is as good.
G does have the most hours playing Ticket to Ride out of all of us.
All right. At number 9.
Terraforming Mars. Classic.
You really can't say anything else about it.
I mean, you have it at 26. This is my number 2 game.
That surprises me.
Is it that it's just not a new game anymore to you? Is that why?
I just like new games.
Shiny.
Same reason why you like Lorcana.
Yeah, shiny.
Number 8, Septima. which was a new game that we got.
I think I ranked this one lower.
20.
New Tales number 20.
I ranked this at 8. This is my first spot matchup.
I think that the reason it was low for me, it wasn't what I expected. Not like in a bad way, but it wasn't what I expected it to be. But I did enjoy it.
I really like it. But we all knew that I was going to like it. It's witches. It's chunky. Obviously, I was going to like it.
All right. Next one. Bonsai at
Woo!
number 7.
I love bonsai.
I really thought this one was going to get up there a little bit higher.
This one was because of me.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because it's 4 and 5 on yours and mine.
I guess it just didn't scratch the same itch that it scratched for the two of you.
That's fine.
It wasn't. It was a bad game. I enjoyed playing it, but it's just if I had to switch between this and some other games, I'm going to choose other games over it.
Okay. Fair. Fair.
At number 6, Mission
Mission
Control.
Control. Mission Control. It only dropped a few spots from last year.
Last year
I
was
think it was
3.
3, yeah, wasn't it? Or 2 or 3?
Yeah. I think it was 3 last year. Great, solid game, real time,
Yeah.
where you're trying to help save a astronaut in space. Again, from our friends at 3WS. It is also available now in stores, so you should definitely go find it and pick it up.
You can get it at Barnes & Noble.
Yes.
Do it.
So, great
Yeah,
game.
definitely get this one. It is a co-op, but it's not like other co-ops. Nobody can tell you what to do. You're literally doing your own shit. You just win with everybody else, which is an easy concession because of how good the individual play is.
Yeah. Next, Tokaido. An older game. It was actually higher up on mine and Derek's list than Megan. This is actually probably the highest older game that Derek ranked.
I'm actually surprised Tokaido is as high as it is. Again,
I am too.
not that I don't like Tokaido. I love Tokaido. It's just I'm surprised that it's ranked as high as it is. I'm interested to play the new one, the other one, at some
With the
point.
boats,
With the boats. Yep, with the boats.
which it also isn't super new.
Yeah. So,
So, that's number 5. We're now in our top 5. At number 4, Distilled.
This is a new game this year, and I did enjoy it, but it did end up lower on my list.
it did. 5 and 7. This was your baby.
Yeah, I did enjoy. I enjoyed it. It was another one where I think I got my hopes up really high, and then it just ended up being like some other games.
Okay.
Still really good. It's like other really good games.
I am looking forward to to Luthier from the same company. But yeah, Distilled's good. You're making spirits, and it's fun. I like that there's a kind of luck aspect to it with but it's not like overly.
Yeah.
It's not
prevalent.
luck. It's risk.
No, it's luck because you're shuffling your cards and picking out 2 random
But
cards.
you can stack your deck.
Yeah, I guess so.
And at number 3, down 1 spot from last year, is Lost Ruins of Arnak from Czech Games Edition.
I was number 2 on my list.
It was number 1 on my list.
I love Lost Ruins of Arnak. I will always play Arnak. It is just a game I really enjoy. Derek,
Yes.
you ranked it 23.
Eh.
Okay.
I like the one side of Arnak. I don't like the other side. Does that make sense?
You like the research track? But
I
you
like
don't?
the research track.
That's
I
interesting.
don't like the other side.
I like the other side.
The exploring and fighting the Guardians?
I don't like that.
That's interesting. It's interesting because you like Champions of Midgard. And
Yeah.
it's kind of a very similar...
I don't know, dude.
Oh, no. Okay. Do it.
You should. And also, I want us to. I want us to play it, Derek, with the leaders, because it gives asymmetric player powers, and I think that you like asymmetric stuff. So I don't know if that would change it at all for you.
No, I mean, I'm not saying that I dislike Arnak. It's another one that I just think is mid. It's like other games, and I don't think it's a standout. I am obviously in the minority. People fucking love Arnak, but I don't know. I just don't.
Being upset at number 2.
No, Smug Owl and some other ones that we played just as quick secondary games.
The secondary
did not get
games didn't make the list.
At number 2, this actually went up from last year. Lords of Waterdeep. Solid worker placement game. I think it's so high because it's probably one of the only we have a few worker placements, but this is probably the only true, just purely worker placement game we have on the list.
That's true.
And I think that's why it's high, because we don't have things like Stone Age or Viticulture or any of those other games we normally play.
That's true. Because Viticulture would have beat out Lords of Waterdeep for me.
Me too. My issue with Lords of Waterdeep is always the same. It is purely based upon what lord you get.
Yes, that's my issue with it as well.
Like, what lord you get can either make or break your game, and I feel like that's not ideal. And for the second year in a row, our number one game of 2023,
Mycelium. Cutie Mushies.
From Yadco Game, with art by Abby Toad.
I truly believe that this is one of the best games that has come out in a few years. Just overall, 5 stars in almost every category. Mechanics,
I can't
art,
fight this one.
theme. Like, it checks all of the boxes for what I want in a game, and it's cute. I can't find a fault in this game.
It's simple, but still strategic. It's good.
Yeah. It's one of those games that really surprised me because it is from a first-time game designer, Eric, and then like the thing that does sell this game is Abby's art.
The mushrooms. Yeah.
And there is the theming. The theming works so well with the mechanic.
Yeah.
Because if you truly go into like how mushrooms work.
Yeah.
And mycelium.
Yeah.
It makes sense.
It does.
And the fact that a lot of the abilities kind of also work with whatever mushroom they're paired up with.
Yup.
It's very clever. It's not gonna scratch the itch of somebody who like is super into like
it's not a super
heavy games, but as a game to just like sit down with a group of friends and sit and play.
I would say this one for me falls in the medium to medium light.
Yeah.
Like more on the medium light.
And that's not a bad thing.
No.
By any stretch of the imagination. But it's a good middle ground game for those who like light games and those who like the super heavy
Tom!
games.
Hello, friend!
Hi!
Tom! You all
23.
Tom, you all
months.
haven't played Mycelium yet. We gotta get you all a copy because it's
Well, that's because they're upside down.
We
Yeah,
also need to play games together again
That's
at some
true.
point.
Here's something else about Mycelium. It beat all of the other mushroom games to market. Undergrowth, Mycelia, like there's a huge mushroom push right now in games, and this one beat them to it, and it's better than them.
My fear. This is my biggest fear with Mycelium, and I hope that Eric can get past this, and they've already done very well and very successful with their first run, is that Undergrove is being designed by, I want to say Marisha Hargitay, but that's
definitely not right.
That's the lady from Law and Order.
It's oh my god.
Whoever designed Wingspan.
Yes.
Yes. What's her name?
Hargraves.
Hargraves.
Something.
Yes. It's Hargraves. That's it.
Yeah.
I just can't think of her first name.
It's designed by the same person that did Wingspan, which obviously has a huge following. And so because it has a big name designer, I think, thank you, Elizabeth Hargrave.
Elizabeth Hargrave. Thank you.
Now everyone just popped in there. Boom, boom, boom. Yes. And because it has like big name designers attached to it, I think it's going to do very well.
Yeah, it is.
I
mean,
just
people
hope
are...
that it doesn't overshadow how great of a game Mycelium is.
Yeah.
Well, that I'm also very worried about it, and that's why I'm gonna keep telling people about Mycelium, because I haven't played Undergrove, but I've seen people play Undergrove, and it seems great. I want to play it, but I still think Mycelium's gonna end up being better.
Here is the thing about, and this is the downside when it comes to conventions. For example, at PAX, you had Undergrove, which is AEG. Thank you. So they had their own booth. They had, Elizabeth Hargrave was there doing signings and talks and things. They had the cute little mushroom hats that they were demoing. They were like, it was really big. And Mycelium was tucked away on the very last two rows of the farthest end of the convention center, where it was uncomfortable to walk through. It was honestly where there's a lot of those things that you just walk past because they don't it doesn't necessarily make sense for them to be there.
Yeah.
They're for the regular convention goers who aren't necessarily just board game people. So you run into that issue of they are going to get such a bigger draw because of where they're going to be at conventions. Where they are.
But Eric, who designed the game, was there. Abby, who did the art and helped design the game, was there. Like, they were teaching people how to play the game. They were signing games. They were talking about the games.
They were pretty much sold out by the time.
And they were
the end of the weekend came.
still pushed out there, but they were still selling games because it's a great game.
Yes.
And if you don't have it, try and get it, because it is a fantastic game. And it's been our number one 2 years in a row now. So...
Yeah. So, again, all the games on our list, I don't think we played a bad game
We
this
did not play a bad game this year.
And obviously, everything is subjective. Our opinions are just that. They're opinions. Take them for what they're worth.
Also, hi Cosmic Beat.
If you like our opinions, great.
Everyone's pushing small town rural.
If you don't, then that's okay too. You're allowed to have your opinions, except for if you're Tom. Tom's opinions don't matter.
What about an asparagus who is concerned about the way his pee smells? Self-conscious about the way his pee smells.
But yeah. Do we have any final thoughts? Anything we're looking forward to? Any games we're looking forward to playing in 2024?
We still haven't played games that we got at Gen Con. I was looking at that the other day.
Yeah.
Which Gen Con?
We still haven't...
This Gen Con.
The thing is, we also haven't updated our game list in a while.
Yeah.
What's more vulnerable than a beach? Did you all get a chance to play Planet?
Wait, Tom, were you not... I have played Planet Unknown. Meg and Derek have not.
Wait, Tom, were you not here for the beginning?
No.
That part of the stream.
Planet Unknown is on our list. I have never played Planet Unknown. Megan has never played Planet Unknown. I thought it was Space Base. I apologize. I messed it up.
One thing that I will say about Mycelium and Undergrove and all those things is I am a firm believer that you can have multiple good games in the same genre or the same theme. Think about when there's the big Mars push. You had Big Red Planet. You had just Red Planet. You had Terraforming Mars. All these games came out right around the same time. It happened the same thing. There was a bunch of Viking games came out one year.
Oh my gosh, yes. That was the very first Gen Con we went to. It was just Vikings.
And so there can be multiple games, but usually you're going to have a best of breed. And I really do hope that Mycelium can stand up as best of breed or best of a genre against something just because it has a known designer. That's my thing.
Yeah.
Is I think that you can have both to be successful games, but I just want more people to be able, like, there just needs to be a lot of talk about Mycelium for it to get the push, because AEG is going to push out.
Yeah, as they should. Like it's what they're there for. It's what they do. Like it's not. I don't think any of us are.
Damn big cardboard pushing out.
I don't think any of us are like, oh, screw them. Like it's just.
I am. There can only be one 3-letter board game publisher that matters.
But so here's the thing about Undergrove that I think annoys me, is that people want to play Undergrove for no other reason than Elizabeth Hargraves made it, because she did Wingspan, and I think I don't like Wingspan. I've tried to play Wingspan, don't like Wingspan, and the thing is that I kind of think people who love Wingspan kind of only like it because they're supposed to. It doesn't make sense to me. So I kind of feel like people are gonna like Undergrove because they're supposed to. Ugh. It doesn't. Go play Mycelium. Make your own choices.
Was Mariposa?
She also did.
Was that also Elizabeth Hargrave?
For 2024, we haven't played Brew, which isn't a new game, but we got it at Gen Con. Felix is going to come teach us Brew. We still haven't played Stuff of Legends. We haven't played Shake That City or Waffle Time.
Waffle Time!
Or Queen by Midnight, the Critical Role game. It's not... Critical Role made the game. It's not a Critical Role game. We need
drop, number something?
Number drop. Steven needs to play Savernake Forest.
That's it.
That's what we brought home from Gen Con.
We also have... we have a physical copy of Boop.
Boop!
We can play. We also have... I actually bought Clask. Which, again, 2-player game, but we can also just do round robin stuff with that kind of stuff. We have Ready, Set, Bet. We have Way Too Many Cats.
You got Ready, Set, Bet?
Yes.
Oh, that was on my party game list that I didn't know.
Worlds of Wonder. I also traded for the Sagrada Legacy game.
Ooh, nice.
So we have that
2024, I want to play Ticket to Ride Legacy.
We'll have to get a copy of it.
Mm-hmm. Ticket 2024, Kelp, I'm looking forward to.
Mm-hmm.
Harvest, I'm looking forward to. Mistwind.
Yeah. And I also picked up another...
And then a couple of games that
We do still have games that we haven't played.
kickstarted.
we still have, we have a lot of games we haven't played.
Did we not play Art Travels this year?
No.
We did not.
We did.
But beyond that, I do know that we're obviously going to continue Curse of Strahd. I think we'll have a few more D&D one-shots. I would really like to do D&Dads again.
Yes.
I had a lot of fun doing that for you guys.
Yes.
I think we should do D&D 2 at some point as a one-shot. And I was gifted a copy of Del Obscura, and I would like to run that at least as a one-shot.
You know what, I like that we're doing what we want to do next year. This is fun for the end of this. What are we looking forward to for the year 2024? I would like to run and complete Humblewood.
Okay.
I want to do Humblewood. We started it and didn't finish it. And I'm sad.
Well, there was this whole thing called a pandemic.
Yeah, I know. But it's been...
That, and I think that we have also realized that wanting to complete something is very difficult because you don't realize how much just chit-chatting it takes. Because I didn't think that Curse of Strahd was going to take a super long time. And
Okay.
We're-
Okay. So here's Hey, wait. Here's my thing. Here's my thing with Curse of Strahd versus Humblewood.
Okay.
Humblewood is pretty on rails.
Sure.
Like it's not hard to figure out what you need to do next. I don't know what the hell I'm supposed to be doing in Curse of Strahd. I still don't know what I'm doing in Curse of Strahd. I am flying by the seat of my pants. Gary and I are very similar in that aspect. Like, I feel like, I don't know, I kind of feel like every episode is like the first episode
Sure.
where you're like just trying to figure out where to go and what to do.
The point I was trying to make was maybe we focus on one shots and like little batched.
I want
Batch
to run
things.
Humblewood.
Yeah, but no, I agree. But what I was going to say is there are small batch.
Yes, I know. There are small batch
Things
things that
for
we can do
Humblewood.
too.
Yeah.
But I want to do the campaign. I read through the thing.
Yeah.
I want to do it.
Okay.
So, I mean, here's what I think would be kind of cool. I think, obviously, we can hopefully try to finish Curse of Strahd sometime this year.
Yes.
And then, after Curse of Strahd, maybe have Humblewood be the thing that kind of starts to take the place of the Strahd campaign.
Okay.
I will focus on, like, doing, like, one-shots. Because I feel like I'm good at timing out how to get them done in one session.
Suck my dick. My shit's good.
I'm not saying
Didn't
it's
say
bad.
it wasn't. They're just not one shot.
Hey, fuck it. We have fun. That's all I'm worried about.
And because-
Fuck your clock.
Because after Curse of Strahd, I know that there's some special RPG stuff that Derek wanted to do. I don't want to spoil it.
Yes.
But that way you can focus on
Yeah.
that. And not have to worry about planning for Curse of Strahd
Sure.
and doing that. So I think that would give us kind of a direction go.
Yeah.
Gerard asked about solo games and the Mountains of Madness from Cthulhu. Solo games are interesting.
I think Gerard wants to play solo games and wants to run the Mountains of Madness.
Oh, well.
Gerard, have you
sure.
played Under Falling Skies?
I knew that was coming.
It's a really good
It is.
solo game.
It is a good solo game.
Dice Miner solo, also very good. Also on Sovereignty. So you can do it for free.
G and Sunny, don't say anything.
Yeah, Under Falling Skies, you should be able to find it in most places. It is by CGE, which is the company that I work for, but it's a good game.
It is a good game. Hi, Legends!
Hello, hello. Wait a minute. Why does Derek get 3 exclamation points and Megan and I only get 1?
Legends?
Because Legends knows that they fucked me in Megan's bracket the other
Oh,
day.
yeah.
Which one? Oh, for Taco Cake Gochi's Pizza?
The party games. I don't remember which one they went back and forth on. Which one was it?
I don't remember.
It wasn't Taco Cat because you weren't in there for Taco
I
Cat.
know, but I feel like that was Legends' fault.
I don't remember. No, that was kind of everybody's fault.
No, I think it was Legends that... No, who was it that...
That was noticed.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we have a lot of cool things we're planning for 2025.
24.
24, thank you.
What is it with you and wanting to be a year ahead?
I don't know. Time means nothing to me.
It's true.
Obviously,
It was
To-
my hope for the loss of Taco Cat. Oh, that's true because you were like, I have to do this for my letter jam
Yeah.
friends.
obviously, thank you for everyone's been around for the last 5 years, 5+ years at this point, and stuck with us through changes and growth and changing our schedule and travel and shows and all kinds of things that are going on. Again, we're going to be here as much as we can, but also, obviously I travel a lot with work now, and Megan does shows and things like that. So there will be some breaks here and there, but we're always going to be coming back to you guys, and hopefully bring you some type of content that you at least can laugh at if it's not informative in any way, shape, or form. If nothing else, hopefully we can be funny. But we love you guys, and we wouldn't be here without you, so we appreciate you guys.
Getting all sentimental over there.
I mean, it's the end of the
mushy.
year.
Getting mushy.
You know what? Fuck you all.
There you go. We obviously aren't going to be back until the second week of well, not obviously. This is our last stream of the year. We will be back the second week of January. Megan and I are going to be gone the 26th through the 3rd on vacation.
Second.
So that second week of January, we will be back. We are going to get into Curse of Strahd, and we're going to play these games, and we're going to have a good time, and we hope that you all will join us, and we have a new space, and we're going to use it. I think I plan on getting more people in here. I know Felix wants to come play a bunch of games with us. Megan wants to have people over so we can play games while they're gone. When they're gonna be gone all of the times, I'm still gonna be here. And now we're at my house, so I can do whatever I want. But especially for that,
Within reason.
for the end of January.
Please don't get us kicked off Twitch.
Well, we'll see. For the end of January, when they're gone, I'm going to have my family on. We're going to do a family game night, and my family is excited about that. So that'll be cool, and then, you know, we can keep family game night going. We can have friends. We can have Megan's family. Steven. Yeah, I mean, you know, who knows? Maybe I'll have Paint You Like a Sexy French Girl streams, where I just stand up here like Bob Ross, and I paint cats. I don't know.
Not a single time did I know what was going to come out of your mouth next. Not once did I know what was going to come out of your mouth.
Can you imagine if we just came onto the stream and it was just me standing up here with an easel and just like bare-assed in like a wedding gown, like a hospital gown, just bare-ass painting like Bob Ross, and it was just like a sexy cat in like a rose pose.
No.
Hilarious.
That will be our last stream on Twitch ever. But yeah, we do have more space, and the reason why, again, you guys have not been able to see how large this table really is that we have in front of
Boys,
us.
go to the edges of the table. Scoot to the edge. Look at
So
this
this
Look
is
at all
how
this space.
this is how I used to have to sit at the old house, at the old
They
with
can't
the old
see you,
table.
but
I know
yeah.
exactly, but I was like off the edge, and we can easily fit 4 people across if we wanted to just do a basic board game, or because we now have the sidewalls set up, we could actually do a game that has 6 or 8 people. We can actually do a party game in this space.
Yeah.
Because the table that we built is 8 foot by 4 foot. So we have way more space.
Way more space. You're off the camera now. You don't have to have half your face on the screen anymore.
Yeah, just cram 7 people on one side. No. But we now have a... What are you doing?
That's the guy in the Last Supper that's holding the knife.
Oh. My does that mean
No.
We can Da Vinci Code this shit.
I'll be the little guy going, where the fuck are the rolls?
Jesus is like, those rolls came from my ass.
Anyways, we hope you guys have a wonderful holiday. However you celebrate, whatever you celebrate,
Whatever
even if
it
you don't
is.
celebrate. If you spend time with family, have fun with that. If you don't spend time with your family, that's fine too. We're your family.
Yeah.
Have an amazing New Year, and we'll be back here in the second week of January playing some D&D.
Don't forget about sovereignty. Play all of your games. If you play games with your family, you can play more games with your family because all of you can download sovereignty and you can all play games together.
If you play
It's a good
games
time.
this holiday season, tag us on socials.
Yeah.
We want to see what you're playing.
Yeah.
Post
tag
it in the
us.
Discord.
We'll try and do the same thing, but easily forgotten.
But yeah.
I'm really bad about feeling like I'm annoying people whenever I post things. So.
You're not annoying people when you post things.
But we love you guys. Have an amazing holiday, and we'll see you guys after New Year's. Bye, guys.
Love each other. What happened to peace?
Bye.